Is the Hampton Roads housing market cooling off or is it heating back up? The honest answer, it all depends entirely on where you live. I just pulled the January 2026 numbers, and what we're seeing right now is not a crash. And it's not a frenzy either. It's what I like to call a recalibration. Some cities are stabilizing and some are still very competitive, but there are one or two that are clearly shifting towards a buyer's market. So if you're thinking about buying or selling anywhere in the Hampton Roads area, stick around because I'm going to walk you through what's actually happening, city by city, and more importantly, what it means for you. Before we jump in, if we haven't met yet, I'm Carrie Tanner, realtor with At Coastal Realty. I help people buy and sell homes here in the Hampton Roads area, and my focus is always clarity over pressure. Real estate decisions are big, and most people don't need more noise. They need perspective. So every month I break down what's actually happening in our local market, not national headlines and not hype. Just what the data means for real people making real decisions. So let's get into it and take a look at what January's data is telling us. Let's start with mortgage rates because that's driving almost everything right now. As of early February 2026, the 30-year fixed rates are hovering right around 6.1% and 6.25%. That's the lowest that we've seen in over 3 years. Just a year ago, rates were closer to 6.9%. So we've seen nearly a full percentage point drop. And that makes a meaningful difference in monthly payments. The Federal Reserve made 3 cuts at the end of 2025, and that has been holding steady since. What we're seeing now are lenders competing even harder. Some credit unions and some major banks are offering rates below 6% for well-qualified buyers, but you also need to pay attention to their fees. Now, are we going to get back to 3% rates? Highly unlikely, but affordability is improving. And when you combine slightly lower rates and rising inventory, we're looking at the most favorable buying conditions that we've seen since early 2022. If rates continue to shift lower this year, which many economists expect, buyers who purchase now could have refinancing opportunities later while avoiding a buying frenzy. But that doesn't mean rush. It means be strategic. Now let's zoom into Hampton Roads. Here's the regional snapshot for January of 2026. The median sales price is sitting right around $349,900. That's up 2.9% year over year. There were 1,359 homes sold. That's up 10.9% from last year. The days on market is at about 27 days and inventory is sitting at 2.7 months of supplies. And sellers, you're still receiving about 98.9% of list price. Now, here's what all those numbers mean. We're moving towards balance, but we're not quite there yet. A truly balanced market sits around 6 months supply of inventory. We're at 2.7. That's still seller leaning, but inventory is up nearly 30% year over year, which means buyers finally have options again. Sales being up almost 11% tells me confidence is returning. So regionally, this is a stabilization phase. Sellers, your home will likely sell and sell relatively quickly if priced properly and prepared correctly. But the days of aggressive overpricing and throwing just anything on the market are behind us. And buyers, you have more leverage than you've had in years. You can think overnight in some cases. You can negotiate repairs and sometimes even ask for seller concessions, but strong homes in strong locations are still moving quickly and may have multiple offers. Now, let's break it down city by city. Virginia Beach remains the strongest market in the region. Median sales price is about $397,000. That's up 7.3% year over year. Closed sales are up 21% and days on market is sitting at 19 days. Inventory is 1.9 months and sellers are receiving 99.1% of list price. 19 days on market is fast and 1.9 months of inventory is tight. This is still very much a seller-favored market, but there's a nuance. Sellers are getting about 99% of list price, not the 105% like we saw in peak frenzy years. That tells me that pricing strategy matters once again. Chesapeake continues to show strength. The median sales price is $430,000. That's up 7.5% from last year. Closed sales are up 16.4% and days on market is at 28 days. Inventory is at 2.5 months and sellers are receiving over 100% above list price. That doesn't mean that bidding wars are everywhere. It means well-positioned homes are still generating strong offers. Sellers, your market is healthy. Families continue to prioritize schools, space, and newer construction. If your home shows well and is priced right, it should move within a month. Buyers, you have slightly more breathing room than Virginia Beach, but strong homes in Deep Creek, Great Bridge, and Greenbrier are still very competitive. Also, don't ignore builder incentives. Newer construction is actively competing with resale. Compare total cost, not just list price. Chesapeake remains one of the region's most stable markets. Now, let's talk Norfolk. The median sales price is $308,000. That's up 1% from last year. Closed sales are up 13.8% and days on market is at 25 days. Inventory is at a 3-month supply and sellers are receiving 99.1% of list price. At 3-month supply, Norfolk is the closest thing we have to equilibrium. Appreciation has moderated, just 1% year over year, which signals stabilization. Sellers, condition and pricing matter more here. Buyers have options. Locations within Norfolk matter dramatically. Ghent and waterfront properties behave differently than more price-sensitive areas. Buyers, this is where negotiating power begins to show. You're seeing value per square foot, especially if you want walkability and urban lifestyle. Norfolk is becoming a more balanced and predictable market. Now, let's head on over to Suffolk. Suffolk is where we see the biggest shift. The median sales price is $344,235,000. That's down 10% from last year. The inventory is at 5 months and the days on market is 39 days. Sellers are receiving 96.7% of list price, which is leaning towards a buyer's market. Sellers, this requires strategic pricing from day one. The market will not absorb aspirational pricing right now. And buyers, you have leverage here, especially if you want space, land, or newer construction. Suffolk is clearly adjusting, and that creates opportunities for disciplined buyers. Now, let's take a look at Portsmouth. Portsmouth is seeing increased activity. The median sales price is $273,000. That's up 1.5% from last year. The closed sales are up 24.4% and days on market is at 26 days. Inventory, we're looking at about 2.8 months of supply. Sales volume is jumping nearly 25%, and that tells me that buyers are recognizing value. Sellers, demand exists if priced correctly. Homes are moving in under a month, and buyers' affordability is key here, but neighborhood knowledge is critical. There's strong variation block by block. Portsmouth is active but selective. Now, let's head across the water to Hampton. Hampton is quietly gaining momentum. The median sales price in Hampton is $290,000. That's up 5.5% from last year, but closed sales are down 4.1% and days on market is sitting at 39 days. At inventory, we're looking at about 3.1 months supply of inventory. Now, this is a selective market. Prices are up, but sales volume dipped slightly. That tells me that buyers are cautious and deliberate. Sellers, expect closer to 30 to 40 days on market. This isn't a 2-week turnaround environment. Presentation matters. Pricing precision matters. Buyers, you're getting strong value here. Appreciation is steady, and with longer days on market, you have time to evaluate properly. Hampton rewards thoughtful buyers and realistic sellers. Now, Newport news is interesting. The median sales price is $255,000. That's flat year over year. But closed sales are up 17.4%, and days on market is sitting at 34 days. Sellers, you're still receiving 96.8% of list price. While it's not 100%, it's still very close to asking. Flat pricing combined with rising sales tells me that buyers see value. Sellers, this is not an appreciation story. It's a pricing discipline story. At under 97% of list price received, overpricing will absolutely cost you. And buyers, if you prioritize space and affordability, this market deserves serious consideration. Newport News is value-driven and price-sensitive. Now let's hop on over to Isle of Wight. The median sales price is a little over $426,000. That's up 23.6% from last year, but closed sales are down 45%. Days on market are 56%, and while the numbers don't seem favorable, sellers are still getting 99.9% of list price. Sellers, premium properties still command strong prices, but patience is required. And buyers, inventory is limited. If you find the right property, hesitation can cost you months of waiting. This is a niche market requiring specialized guidance. So here's the big picture. Hampton Roads is stabilizing. Inventory is rising. Appreciation is moderating. Buyer confidence is returning, and leverage varies dramatically city by city. We are no longer in a frenzy. We're not in a crash. We are in a recalibration phase. For sellers, pricing, precision, and presentation matter more than they have in years. And buyers, you finally have options, but strategy still matters. And most importantly, Hampton Roads is not one market. It's multiple micro markets behaving very differently. If you're trying to figure out what this means for your specific situation, that's a more nuanced conversation than just reading headlines. Every city and every neighborhood behaves differently. If you want clarity on timing, pricing, or buying power in your specific area, reach out. I'm happy to walk through it with you. If you found this video helpful, comment below and let me know which city you're watching this year. I read every comment. If you found this information helpful, hit that like button and share this video with someone else who could use this information as well. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next market update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and I'll see you on the next video.